Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to list my favorite and most memorable comebacks from this year. Disclaimer, this video is created from a subjective view when I talk about these comebacks and are only my opinions. There were a lot of interesting comebacks this year, and some were even very surprising. As the first year of me being fully engaged in K-pop concludes, I wanted to share some comebacks from this year that stood out to me the most and was the most significant. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. And lastly, leave a like if you liked the video. So yep, let's get into it. Following the year of the debut, Enhypen has evidently shown their musical identity and branding and also what they have to offer in K-pop. Particularly out of the comebacks they did this year, Drunk Days unquestionably takes the first spot for me. The title track itself perfectly fits the concept of the album named Carnival. I don't know, the chorus sounds like you can play it while running while a clown chases you in a circus. It sounds very playful but creepy at the same time, which I personally love. The music video and most especially the outfits included gave me both goth and emo vibes, which I need more in K-pop. In all honesty, I have nothing else to say except that this comeback is undoubtedly going to be hard to beat. Should we all just collectively forget that Sticker exists and claim Favorite as 127's only title track for this year? Even the Favorite teaser alone ended Sticker as a whole song. I think that the highlight of the song was the instrumentals. I really like the whistle, but when I first listened to the chorus, I remember thinking the melody of the chorus where they sing doesn't really match with the whistle in the background. It's like as if they're clashing, like I'm drawn more towards the melody of the whistle rather than the actual chorus itself. I don't even know if I'm making any sense at all myself, but it doesn't matter because I can confidently say now that Favorite owns one of the best choruses in K-pop. The vocals, harmonies, and just the whole structural melody of it is very nice to hear, and also very climatic when it gets to the post-chorus. Personally, I think I haven't liked any title track from 127. In fact, maybe NCT as a whole as much as I like Favorite. I'm only hoping for them to continue moving this direction. I have a feeling that 0 by 1 Love Song wasn't only memorable for me, but also the majority of K-pop stans, whether it's good or bad. Deciding to go with the pop rock concept definitely played a part in that, as it again continued to show their amazing versatility and how they can quickly adapt to various concepts. This is also present in the Freeze album, which was filled with such diverse tracks. TXT definitely solidified their position in the K-pop industry as one of the most versatile groups to exist, interchanging between numerous concepts and themes and the ability to perfectly adjust to it while they added TXT flavor. 0 by 1 Love Song had so much angst, nostalgia, and emotion. It came out at the time when I personally needed it the most. Although this comeback wasn't as prominent towards the general public in Korea when compared to their previous releases, I would still say that they certainly popularized this pop rock genre in K-pop and gave it more exposure than it had before. In addition, I feel like this is one of those eras where you just feel proud to be a part of. The feelings and emotion I had at the time of the MV release were unexplainable and something you could definitely only feel at that specific moment in time. This comeback certainly satiated that desire of me wanting more groups to do this pop rock and emo genre and concept. I'm just glad Big Hit gave TXT this unconventional path and isn't afraid to take any risks. Now, I know not many people will agree with this one, but hear me out. Savage is a good song. In fact, it's a really good song. The production of the track with the cyber and metallic-like elements to it really appeals to me. It's very distinctive and gives aespa a lot of personality with the music. And I'm also going to include the whole mini-album in that. The mini-album clearly displayed aespa's sound and their musical identity. For the title track, I understand why it can be noisy to some people, but it isn't that bad. Now, I don't really like songs that are too messy and incoherent, for example, Next Level. But Savage for me personally was more cohesive and felt like it had more unity, hence why it's more memorable. Savage owns the typical song arrangement, but the only thing that makes it muddled are the various melodic structures that differs for each part of the song. But for me, somehow it works. Like each part fits with the other really well. Maybe I've been listening to this track too many times to the point where the ad-libs at the end doesn't even faze me anymore. Overall, this is definitely aespa's best title track to date and an adequate way to end the comebacks for the year. Cinema by 6 is the perfect epitome of a Euphonia song. This comeback easily pushed me in the 6 hole and led me to discover their discography. I did find out on Twitter though that this title track was the least favoured by so many fixers, which was surprising to me because I personally think this is surely the best title track to date. But I can see why it is the least liked, and that could be because of the repetitive and bland chorus with the word cinema. It personally doesn't really bother me because there are rich vocals, most especially Jin Young, that perfectly executed it. And for me, it does compensate the monotonous chorus. Moreover, this is another song that possesses great nostalgia, the feeling of being free and the sweetness of youth. I'm also going to throw in the mini-album in that statement. I don't know, this comeback made me feel so many complex and conflicting feelings when it came out. Like, I don't know if I should feel good or sad when listening to Cinema, because if summer has that melancholic vibe despite it also having that euphoric and hopeful feeling. As each member slowly goes to military service, it'll be a while for the whole group to come back as one. You Make Me in the album, I reckon, was a solid OT5 comeback to give something fresh and new to My Days, and to not leave them hanging after what comes a long hiatus. I myself recently became a My Day due to this comeback, even though I only took the time to thoroughly listen to this album after 2 months its release. What makes this comeback significant for me is the B-sides rather than the actual title track. The title track is decent, but the album's B-sides are unmatched and some of the best from this year. B-sides like One, So Let's Love, and Above the Clouds. Those B-sides that were mentioned were specifically the ones that dominated a few weeks of my top 15 streamed songs from the album, even till now, but the whole album is top tier. Each B-side flawlessly emits a definite vibe and feeling for a particular emotion. Furthermore, each member again helped in producing and creating the album, which for me makes it more meaningful and increases my adoration and respect for the members. It is unfortunate though that I only became a My Day in September, which was around 2 months after the release of this comeback, and also when the majority of the members are gone. Right now, I'm not as affected by this, Day 6 long hiatus, but probably next year I'll get tired of the Day 6 drought. Kai is the best EXO soloist. In fact, maybe the best soloist in the game right now. I did a whole video of reviewing this comeback, so I won't delve as much into details into this video. The whole album from start to finish really just takes you to a whole different world that consists of dreamlike and upbeat vibes. I love how Kai pursued the same style from this debut, but this comeback was more refreshing and serene. Overall, this comeback was just a really good way to end the year and just unmatched from out of the soloist comebacks this year. Anyways guys, that was it for the video. 2021 had some really great and notable comebacks. Now, I'm not really one to compare it to any past years because this was my first full year being officially involved in the world of K-pop. But I would say from my perspective that it was a really good one. The groups I stan put out really good music and content out this year. Even some of the groups I don't stan made some really good, memorable ones. I'm very excited to see what will happen next year for K-pop and to experience more groups debuting. Lastly, feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and if you think that this year was good for K-pop. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.